Alright, before I get started, I just want to note that I'm using SSH to remotely access the Raspberry Pi. You can do this on Windows using a program called PuTTY. Otherwise, if you're just in the terminal on your Raspberry Pi itself, you're going to want to start right here. First, you're going to want to update your Raspberry Pi. This is the command you would use to do that. I'm not going to do that because it takes a minute and I already updated my Raspberry Pi. So let's get started with the server. First command you're going to put in is this one. Hit enter. Alright, see, I already installed it. It usually takes longer than that, so it'll be about a minute or two installing it if it's the first time for you. Alright, now that the Apache is installed on the Raspberry Pi, we can go ahead and test this. First thing you want to know is the IP address. If you don't know the IP address of your Pi off the top of your head, then put in the command hostname-i. It'll give you an IP address. Go to a web browser and just type in the URL just the IP address, and that's it. Alright, you're going to get a page that looks like this. It works, that's a good sign. Now let's go back to the server and see what's going on this web page. It is an HTML file, you just have to find it. So you got to go up a couple of directories, and the HTML file is going to be in a directory called var/www. Now let's hit ls, see what's inside. There it is, index.html. And you can go ahead and edit it actually. So you're going to want to do sudo, which just tells the terminal that you are the root user. Using nano. Alright, there it is. And you can type in anything you want. Go back, you gotta save it first. Alright. Exit. Yes, we want to save. Okay, it's saved. Now let's go back to the web browser and refresh that page. There you go. So pretty simple. Doesn't have too many fancy things in it yet, but we will get there very shortly. So now that you have an Apache web server, we can go ahead and add PHP to it. Alright, so this command is just going to install a PHP 5 onto your Apache web server. Alright, so skipping through the installation, we can go ahead and start looking at that index.html file as index.php. So that command was just moving the index.html file to index.php, and now we can go ahead and edit it. Alright, and let's just put in a basic line of PHP. Save it, and let's go back to the browser. And there it is. Alright, so now you have PHP on your new Apache web server, and you can start writing code and go whatever direction you want to go with that. I'm going to do a couple more things that are optional, but personally I want to add some database functionality to this web server. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to install MySQL. Alright, so now you have MySQL on your server. You're going to want to write down a password so that your site can access the database, and then go ahead and hit OK, and then you'll be set with MySQL. Now from there, I would want to download WordPress onto the server. The instructions for WordPress are very lengthy and involved, so I'm not going to show how to do that, but I will post links on WordPress and other things to help you out with that. The Raspberry Pi website is really great for this. It shows you how to do everything from doing the web server to PHP to getting MySQL, and then finally WordPress if you choose to do that. And that is about it